Hi, my name is Scott Forcino. I'm an associate broker with eXp Realty in New York City in the metro area. I'm the founder of PlugIntro, where I created a system where people meet who they should know. The goal is to be local famous. And the two problems it solves are, my two problems were I didn't have enough people to meet to speak to, and I didn't have enough value to offer them. So this platform gives Julie the opportunity to offer others a place in their local business platform to promote their business. And hopefully those people who realize a gain or a benefit might reciprocate with others and really maximize their local exposure. So Julie, good afternoon. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Scott. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So we need some Long Island flavor. And tell me about yourself, your background.
My name is
Tell me about you and your background.
I'm a licensed real estate salesperson with Signature Premier. I'm located in Miller Place on Long Island, North Shore of Long Island. I grew up in Miller Place, and my background for the last 20 plus years has been in advertising, promotions, marketing. I was we called it out-of-home advertising. So I sold billboards around the country and digital platforms, static billboards. And I helped Fortune 500 companies develop marketing plans. And my mother still is a associate broker for with Signature Premier as well. She just joined our team, so that's really exciting. And I've always been interested in real estate. I left New York City a couple of years ago, and I'm in my hometown, Miller Place. It's so special to me, and I love doing real estate. So and what else about me? I have a beautiful family. I grew up, I don't have children, but I have my dog, Gunner. He's right behind me. Where is he? There he is. I play piano.
I think that business is so, at this point, business is so community driven, and there's so much trust involved with referrals and bringing someone that really is an expert within each transaction, that I think it's important that now you have the opportunity to really make a difference in other local business owners and the even contacts lives. And you are the one that gets credit for being the host or hostess of a platform such as this. Let me ask you now, how are you working with your real estate professionals, your vendors, your referral partners? What are you doing now?
Well, when I first started out, I basically, you use your network of who you know and just connecting with everyone. I've done some. Are you asking what kind of how I marketed myself?
How are you doing? What you doing? What's working?
Yeah, I do a lot of, I'm a connector. I love to network. I love relationships. I love meeting new people. I've always been that person in any business I've really followed in my other career. And now I do some, weekly, like a quarterly magazine that I send out to my current clients for real estate that I've developed I've been in real estate for about 1.5 years now. And I'm proud to say, my first year, I made the Silver Circle of Excellence Award and the Rising Star with Signature Premier, which was really exciting for me to say. And I worked really hard at it, but I just basically, real estate, that's what I love about real estate. It's just real, you're yourself and you just want to help people. Whether it's an emotional transaction, whether you're buying or selling. So I think people trust me, and I have great relationships, and I just try to help people along the way during their journey, each individual one. I've done, I do my own post on social media as much as I can. When I get a new listing, I try to advertise it. I make phone calls. I reach out to people that I've met over the course of my life and time, and in real estate specifically, knowing what they look for. And, I've just been really good at from time management, taking notes, making sure you document everything so you're able to kind of just follow up with people and know who's, whether it's an investor or a contractor or a buyer or a specific agent. So I just try to, again, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but the magazine is, I love the magazine I'm doing. It's, like I said, it's quarterly. It's been fun. I have a copy of it here, actually. I might just happen to have it on my desk. It's really cool. And it's a lifestyle magazine. It has your picture in the back and some tear outs. And I did my QR code on there where people can scan it to go to my website. I sent it to all my clients for the past year. And also people that have been, referred me clients and that have just been in my life. On the real estate side.
Wow. I'm impressed. Sounds like you're doing everything that successful brokers do, and that's probably played such a great role in your achievements.
Yeah. But I know you talked about like your sphere of influence. I mean, that's really like in the beginning, I just basically took my cell phone and went from A to Z. I still haven't even gotten through it, but I just call people and talk to everyone, let them know I'm in real estate. And it's really just about being yourself. And I always say to people, if you don't have a realtor in your life, I'd love to work with you, whether it's, and then, and just kind of growing that network,
Listen, what you're doing, I did the same thing. I believe in that kind of, real strong contact with people in the local area that can actually hire you. That's what works. And the thing that we all should be aware of is that trust is under attack, where those people on your phone that you could reach out to and feel comfortable talking to them about your position is fantastic. Right. However, all of the technology and all of the financing, the venture capital and Wall Street investment is trying to take that trust from us. They're giving Super Bowl commercials for Rocket Mortgage for $30 million so people can skip the mortgage guy and go right to the bank. Zillow's been around for 15 plus years in connecting a home shopper with an agent that just simply bought a zip code. The agent doesn't know the client. The agent doesn't know the house. It's as detached and disconnected from trust as can be. So in your case, you're reaching out to people. However, everything you and I do is day-to-day being less the norm. And I do think that young people, of course, they're tied to their phones and they're used to everything available, even now a car on their through an app, that I think it's even more and more important to show our value and work together to serve clients and to maintain a local presence. So if you're not giving another professional a way to promote themselves, I think that's a really, really big waste of time. It really is. Because Facebook gives us these groups and this functionality of inviting people and tagging people and introducing them. I think that the real estate agents that are avoiding that or haven't yet picked up on it are wasting their time. And I commend you for jumping in and using those methods to positively affect others. And boy, that's big.
Yeah, you just want to, there's so much out there and it's overcrowded as well. There's so many realtors, there's so many people posting content and, so you have to find a way to stand out a little bit, but it's, it's a constant daily activity. It's part of your daily routine.
Right. But you mentioned content. I'm glad you mentioned content. So people ask me about that. And then people ask me, well, I don't see any views. And I said, views? He goes, yeah, the views of the interviews. I said, there's no views. He goes, how could there be no views? I said, this is something that you create and you share. You select who you want to see it. Yes, it's going to go on YouTube. And yes, you get views from strangers. But the strangers in Minnesota are not going to hire you in St. James or Miller Place or so this is why people say the content. I don't think you're in the entertainment business, are you? You're in the business, and your content is about you and the people that you offer this platform to have their own content, and which is really, really near and dear to them. That's their business. So we've solved the two problems of getting enough content. I look online every day, you do too, and there's a lot of information, but really what's more important to you or your counterparts than promoting their own business?
Exactly. I mean, I think that's an angle of it. That's per se, however, that you've kind of
That's the approach.
capitalized. Yeah. And, it's a great way to kind of cut through the clutter per se,
Yeah.
stand out.
Well, in your market, if other agents are not offering people a way to stay in touch, people
Right.
use the phrase people use the phrase top of mind awareness. You've heard all these things, or
Mhm.
market to your sphere. I have a problem with that because marketing your sphere commonly means just letting people know that you're in business. That's one, and you're not offering something. And two, top of mind awareness works when you're at a cocktail party and someone says, "I need an agent in St. James," but it's not really a system where at noon. I don't know if you're having cocktail parties at noon, but at noon you can become aware of someone's offering, and
That's
you're the one
okay.
that gives it to them.
Right. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it is also, I think, an important element to kind of, if you combine all of them together, I think it's important to,
Hmm?
right? I think it is to be able to, people have to know what you're doing, and the one-on-one interaction is so important to have
Sure.
that, to
For
make
you
that
and I,
call and just speak to someone. I'll hear something. I'll be like, someone just listed their house. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't spoken to them. They didn't even know that I was in real estate. You know what I mean? Should have called them. I thought about calling them, so that's what I meant about, that's why I think this
Mhm.
content, what you're doing is awesome. And I think it's definitely it's another angle, and it's a way to exponentially get your name out there and grow it for other independent business people, that are
Sure, but
working
as you
really
say, there's nothing like being in person. And now that we in New York, we were really locked down with this COVID and all the fear and all
right.
the craziness. Now there's a chance to go to the Long Island Board of Realtors events, some local events, some Chamber of Commerce.
True, right.
I'm a big
Mhm.
believer and like yourself, I'm a people person. I'd love to
Right.
spend time and connect on a real personal level. So I think the plug intro best use is that of follow ups. You meet someone in person, you find a connection, and then you can
Right.
offer them something of value. But there's no better opportunity than meaningfully meeting someone. You want to know if they're a nice enough person. You want to know how you can
Right.
introduce them. But there is, thankfully we have an internet now where you can reach people at the press of a button versus having to drive everywhere. And look at the weather yesterday. You were not meeting anyone yesterday,
Mhm.
right? That was just terrible. So I know someone at a party. It was Thursday night and got washed out.
Right.
So that's
Well, I
interesting.
mean, I had appointments, unfortunately, in that weather, but yes, it's not the best. Today was a better day. It's
Mhm.
beautiful
So
here.
tell me, how have you been? Have you been dealing with multiple offers and getting your buyer's offers accepted? What have you been doing on behalf of the buyer and the seller?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's very exciting, especially today when you get an accepted offer if you're working on the buying side, for your client, for your buyer. It's very exciting. You have to, really, there's so many offers on the property that you just want to stand out. So, and for me, I've learned a little bit over and over what is good to do. And it's really so simple as just, not simple, but in the end, it's going to come down to the terms, right? For you to be accepted. But at the same time, you want to make it easier. I know I've been fortunate to becoming more of a listing agent. I've done more listing of homes as opposed to working with buyers. That outweighs it. But with the buyers that I've worked with, I want to make sure I know what I want it to look like when it comes to me as a listing agent. So when I'm on the buyer side, I want to make sure that it's easy to read the email. I include all the information, let them know what their current living situation is, whether they can move right away, they're renting or they already sold their house. You just kind of bullet point everything and just make it kind of that you think of when you read it, how many emails do we get a day? So you want it to be like, and then when they're getting, how many offers are they getting? So you want them to be like, oh, this is from Julie. Her phone number is right underneath her name on the top of the page, as opposed to in my signature down there. I'll repeat it, and then give them the lender information, just things to make it easier for the listing agent. And then you also want to, it depends on the deal. So that's one thing I like to try to do every time I put an offer in, and then follow up with the agent, let them know that you sent the offer in. I always make sure I speak to the lender of the buyer and make sure they're qualified, because you want to be representing them in the best way, and that you can talk to the agent and let them know that they're, they have, this is their situation financially. Here are their proof of funds. Here is their pre-approval, and attach everything neatly to the email. And you just wanted to make it, nice and simple, seamless for the listing agent to be able to, to shuffle through the hundreds of offers they're getting.
Sure, it's tough. I mean, something has to stand out. I know that I know that people are struggling and rates are increasing, so it may actually take some people out of the market or force them into going to lower priced areas.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the rates are definitely, and there's going to be another. So I've heard, we had Contour here this morning in our office talking about that next week there may be another increase, but I'm not one to really, I don't know the details of the numbers of where it's going to go, because I don't think anybody knows that. That's the feds are going to do that. But I think we're close to 5% now. So it's
that's funny you say that, because my first rate was 9.25 and I was happy. So these are historical rates.
Exactly. But I just personally bought a home for myself in Rocky Point on Long Island. And I'm like, just want to lock it in already, because when I think back, like if I did this the last year, I could have been in under 3%. Now I'm probably going to be, in 5, which still, like you said, in reality, it's not terrible, but it's just where it's going.
But people don't understand that, and there's a lot of developments that are coming. I know that there are new mortgage loan requirements, underwriting requirements. So I think that the best way you could treat buyers is to really get them connected to the best of your referral partners, your vendors, so they know what they're getting themselves into.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think what you're saying is, because I know I love to do this, and I was doing it this morning when I was signing up a listing. I asked her who her attorney was, and she didn't have someone. So I recommended 2 attorneys, and I reiterated, she said she knew of someone that she used 20 years ago. I said, well, make sure you feel comfortable with them, because to me, it's so important to have someone. You want to build a good team. And I've been on transactions when there wasn't a good team, and then when there are good teams put together, and that's from the listing agent and the broker you're working with. And that goes to the inspector, the attorney, your lender. You just want to have a good team of people that are on your side, and someone that's going to, just be there for you. So when you have a strong team for any side of the business, I think it's, important.
Absolutely. I've seen teams fall apart when someone picks someone who, like you say, the 20-year thing, that just went against my brain, because if you have an attorney or 2 or 3 that you work with right now, right here in these deals, you connect, you text at 9 o'clock at night, you talk to the lender, you're all in a team, you're getting it done in a group text. And I mean, in this day and age, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Versus someone who may not be from the area, who is not necessarily even cooperating with everyone. It could be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that I've been in that situation too, where, if the attorney and the agent aren't communicating, it's not, that's not, you need to have that good team put in place. That's all I could say.
I want to bring something up that I really did. And when I teach these classes, it's for the benefit of the realtor. And what I mean is, you are often, and your real estate brothers and sisters are the ones that do most of the referring, and you don't get much back. You're the one who deals with the buyer. Of course, the professionals offer their services: home inspector, attorney, title insurance, home insurance, lender. That's 4 or 5 people that you refer. And it's not often the case that you are given that many referrals in return.
Oh, no, because because there's, I mean, exactly. We were talking about that the other day, because my inspector, who is a friend of mine, I've used him forever, and I went to his wedding, and I use him as much as I can. I'll refer him to my buyers, and if they decide to use him, they will. That I have no gain from it. And I asked him the other day, well, when you buy a house, who are you going to use? You have so many in your life. Yeah. And he didn't answer me.
And it's funny. I knew a lender years ago who used to say the worst thing in the world is doing a loan for a realtor, because then you piss off all the other realtors you ever worked with.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they'd have to really be really quiet about it, probably.
right. But I mean, okay, so let me bring this to your attention. This is, through PlugIntro, we help the agents, and here's why. All of those people that you refer business to, and it is a one-way street for the most part. Yes, there can be a referral here and there. And you're talking about referral that might happen here and there. That's one. However, if you put them all in one place, your platform that you host right now, every one of them has friends and family and local business owners, the DJ, the limo, the accountant, the attorney, the chiropractor, the hair salon. Everyone has those people and people in their industry that they can offer their own context, a way and a place to make money. The result is the people that you've been referring all these years, now, because they want to help their people, you put everyone in the same digital room and you will meet the people they know. That's the beauty. It's hard to say, give me your Rolodex or refer me business. But if you make it a joint effort where people are really, really working together hand in hand, then you may not get the referrals, but you'll certainly meet a whole new group of people that your referral partners have brought aboard. That's the goal, because I know that it's never going to be even, but this is at least is a great way to put a few hundred people in the same area, and you'll be the exclusive realtor in that group.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's something to consider. And that was really,
Yeah,
I was in that situation. I'll tell you, I gave it years ago. I gave so many referrals, hardcore real deals. They were going to closings. So it wasn't a question of whether it was going to work, to an insurance company. And then I moved to this house I live in, and they were sending the billing notice to my former address. And I said, so I was getting canceled my first year of owning my house. And I said, how is it possible that I insure your house? I go to you for insurance. 400 Wilmot Road is my address. And then you send the bill to my former address. I said, you can't be watching and caring about me for that to happen. And I quit him. And the guy lost a lot of business. And he wasn't a bad guy, but I said, your office doesn't care about me. And a major referral source, you have to watch out every detail. And I said, I'm getting canceled. Who does that?
Yeah.
So, that's where I think there's the reason why I tell you that story. There has to be some accountability, since you do so many of the referrals that, you do so many. You have to make sure that people that you're referring business are looking for a common goal.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I also, I guess I was stuck on the whole other part with, I agree with you. I was thinking of, like, when you were saying about you're not getting referred because there's so many agents doing, working with that one person, but
that's not nice. And it could affect any agent. I mean, basically.
No, I was going to say, but it is good to have those relationships, because when I have a question about a property, I can pick up the phone and call that inspector, and I can call Ronnie anytime, and he's
right. Of course, you have to have those relationships.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, you need to have those. You need to have those relationships because you need to have deals closed.
Of course.
So the primary function is to take care of the client and to earn income. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
But if time goes by, as it has, and you've been providing services, we talk about the professionals working together inside a deal. How about working together outside a deal?
Right.
That's what I believe in. Yeah. Really pooling your resources and seeing how that's what I've been doing myself. And I wasn't doing it successfully until we put together an online platform where the good news is the people that you're involved with already on Facebook. So you're not really taking them from another place. They're here.
Right.
And we carved this little piece of Facebook out for you, and use Facebook's functionality of invitations, of tagging, of introductions, of messaging, of sharing, and really, really give you a powerful new tool. And, we're proud of it, and we're really, really happy to have you on board.
I'm excited to introduce it to business
Yeah.
owners that I know and to help them grow their business. I think
Mhm.
it's fabulous. I do.
Yeah, well, we are starting with this is the first of your videos. We'll do it all year. You will
Okay.
choose your audience. Those people will see more about you, and then they'll see that they can have one of these for themselves. And
Well, it's gonna have to be exciting because nobody's gonna really care every week about it.
they're going to be excited. Listen, they get another.
Come up with some good content to talk about.
Listen, no, you're not in the entertainment business.
I
You
know,
are.
I know. When I say content, I think of like, I listed my sister's house. So I wanted to make sure that I was putting out on social media. So to my network and my extended network, reach out to people I
Yes,
knew.
but I
I
want
want
let
it to be
me.
successful for them. And I want that for every one of my clients.
Yes. Can I bring this? Can I always say this, but now that you mention it, can we have a tiny conversation about that?
Sure.
You ready?
Which part? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is what I say, and I've done it myself. Okay. When you put something on Facebook, number
Right.
one, your competition sees it and they're not pulling for you. You got a listing, I didn't. So don't expect clapping. Bad news. Two, it expires at midnight. It's over. No one's going to look into your timeline and see what you posted last week. But in a group, it lives forever. Three, when you put it on Facebook, if I see it, I'm living in Westchester. I can't do anything about it. And I'm happy you got it, but it doesn't do anything for me. So maybe if you gave me a place to promote my business and you did not have competition there, and it was a way that I was happy to get information from you because you're happy to get information from me.
Can I promote it on
So
here?
I find that, sure, of course. But I think that social media got less and less social.
Right.
PlugIntro Fontanella is really now a local business media channel where now you're doing something big. So that said, I'm really happy to have you aboard. We're looking for big things. We work for you. So how can we get in touch with you and your phone number, email address?
Julie, call me anytime. I'd love to chat. My cell number is 917-880-9899. And my email is jfontanella@Signature Premier. It's a long one.
It's a long one.
But it's spelled right in the bottom there, jfontanella@Signature
So,
Premier. And Premier is PREMIER.com.
right.